maybe it works that way now, but back then they wanted to groom you, and I was ungroomable.
That's Toby Keith on November 8th, 2022, and he's accepted an award that, as it turns out, they tried to give him 3 times. Yeah, he's been on deck to receive the Icon Award for 3 straight years, it just hasn't worked out, but he finally accepted the BMI Icon Award this week, joining country legends like Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, and Hank Williams Jr., who won the award previously. We're going to dive into some of the performances, like this one.
His heart wasn't in it, he just stole a kiss as he rode away.
And this one.
Walking through the front door, put a smile on my face.
But first, tap thumbs up if seeing Toby Keith looking strong with a microphone in his hand is warming your heart. I'm Billy Dukes, and this video asks if Toby is healthy after a year-long cancer fight, and we'll do our best to answer that question in just a moment. Share a word of encouragement or your own inspiring cancer story in the comments below, and then please consider hitting subscribe for original country music news and analysis.
Know how you got that intern that you always dump all your shit on? Well, they dumped me on Clay, so he comes out and he's like, the secretary needs to go get the big redneck away from the front bar. So anyway, I go down to Clay's office and he goes, what can I do for you? I go, I'm here to get affiliated. He said, okay, well, let's get you affiliated.
The BMI Icon Award is given to exceptional songwriters in recognition of their unique and indelible influence on generations of music makers. And in taking the award, Toby thanked people like Harold Shedd and producer James Stroud. A couple of things really stand out about this speech. The first is how effortlessly Toby seems to speak off the cuff. Very few entertainers are also great public speakers, and we saw an example of that in the very next night.
Country music's been real good to me, and I fell in love with it when I was a young man.
I'm not throwing shade at Alan Jackson, but he was nervous and shy speaking when he accepted the CMA Lifetime Achievement Award. It's just a different skill set, one that I didn't know that Toby Keith had. The other thing, of course, is his physical appearance. Toby looked thin, but strong, and sounded like Toby Keith. These are all positive signs and point to the suggestion that Toby Keith's cancer battle may be behind him. Here's what we know officially.
You know nothing.
Yeah, not much. Toby has remained very private as he's dealt with cancer. He's not so much as hinted about his health status since sharing this news with fans on June 12th. At that time, he said his cancer battle was 6 months old and he'd be taking time to breathe, recover, and relax. All tour dates were canceled. Tributes flooded in, but it was more or less business as usual for Toby. He even released a new single called Oklahoma Breakdown. Then in September, we got something of a mixed message. He canceled a scheduled appearance at a cancer benefit in New Mexico because, quote, he is still going through recovery. That was per the organization's spokesperson. A few days earlier, a profile in the magazine Lifestyle said he was, quote, cancer-free. The problem there is they give no context or additional information, so journalistically, it's difficult to take that information and report it as truth. The only other sniff of an indication came in early November when Toby performed at a steakhouse in Kentucky. Steakhouse owner Jeff Ruby shared video and said Toby was rocking our Lexington stage after a year of kicking cancer's ass. Now, you might be saying, why not just ask? We have, and I'll circle back to what I said about him being very private about all of this, which is fine. That's his prerogative, even if it does leave fans feeling a little bit anxious. We'll get over it.
Heart wasn't in it, he just stole a kiss as he rode away. He never hung his hat.
At the BMI Country Awards, Carrie Underwood turned up to celebrate a fellow Oklahoman and sang his very first single, Should Have Been a Cowboy. Songwriters Scotty Emmerich and Dean Dillon also paid tribute to Toby, and Eric Church gave a unique version of I Love This Bar that you'll never hear anywhere else again.
Come as you are and ain't that far. Ooh, ooh. I love this bar.
So, what's next for Toby? Your guess is as good as ours. Officially, there's nothing on his tour calendar, but as soon as we can report on an appearance, we'll do it. I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.